Hey guys, everyone knows that Michael Jackson's Thriller album is the biggest selling album of all time, obviously. But there's a couple stories about the album cover that some of you might not know. Well, here's a funny story to start with. In 1984, shortly after Michael swept the Grammy Awards that February, a rumor here in the United States started that Michael Jackson's phone number was placed on the barcode of the album. So let me show you. If you look at the barcode here, you see the first 7 numbers. 7464381. Well, Michael's fans knew how kind and gracious he was, so they actually believed that those 7 numbers were his actual phone number. This led to thousands of calls all over the United States. One woman in Youngstown, Ohio, actually did an interview with the media in 1984. Now, she had this phone number, so she was receiving dozens of calls a day. In her interview, she said that the kids who would call and find out that she's not Michael Jackson, they were generally nice, but she said there were some adults who were actually rude to her when they realized she was not the king of pop. Now, MTV's public relations manager even had to make a statement stating that they did not publish on air on MTV anything about the barcode on the back of the Thriller album being Michael Jackson's phone number. A rumor began that that's where this information came from. It did not. Just a rumor. Now, if you live in Brazil or the United Kingdom, I'm curious to know, is it the same 7 phone numbers on your barcode on the back of the LP like it is in the United States albums? Also, did this rumor spread at all outside of the US? I'd like to know. If anybody has this information, please let me know in the comments. I haven't been able to find that for sure either way. All right. So, with the album cover itself, if you look at the inside fold here, you see the gatefold, you see Michael with the tiger cub. Well, Michael had requested that several tiger cubs come to the photo shoot with him, and he would like to pose with one. Well, when he did that, he started to realize that he's going to get his face scratched up. So he kept the tiger cub for quite a while at arm's length because he didn't want, any bloody scratches on his face. He's the biggest star in the world. Well, about to be once Thriller comes out. But the photo shoot was 6 hours, and eventually Michael cozied up because if you look at the 40th anniversary cover, in the inside fold, you see eventually Michael hugged and embraced the tiger cub within that 6-hour photo shoot. All right. Now, the photographer, his name was Dick Zimmerman. He took 5 Polaroids, test Polaroids during the photo shoot, and then was later going to decide what the album cover would be. Well, he kept these 5 Polaroids in his personal collection for 41 years, 1982 to 2023. Just last year, he put them up for auction on Blackwell Auctions. The 5 Polaroids sold for a total of $97,500, which was way above the auction house's estimate. Now, just the one Polaroid that most closely resembles the final album cover, taken just an instant before the album cover photo, that Polaroid itself sold for $30,000 on Blackwell Auctions last year. Now, the white suit, this white suit here that you see Michael wearing, it was not his. He borrowed it from the photographer Zimmerman. Michael was presented a big wardrobe of clothes to choose from, and nothing was really hitting his fancy. He wasn't very happy. Zimmerman started to panic, but then all of a sudden Michael Jackson's eyes lit up when he noticed the white suit Zimmerman was wearing. Zimmerman said, "You want to use this?" He changed out of it, gave it to Michael, and the rest is history. We got this beautiful album cover just by luck. Now, when Michael then was presented the different Polaroids of the different images to pick an album cover, he said, "How could I decide? These are all so great." He then said, "Wait a minute," to Zimmerman. He calls Quincy Jones into the room and says, "Quincy, what do you think?" Within an instant, Quincy pointed at what would eventually become the album cover and said, "Michael, that's your cover." And it was done. Obviously, Quincy Jones made the right choice. Several months later, after the album was released, it's now the #1 album in the country. Michael Jackson and Dick Zimmerman bumped into each other in Los Angeles at a restaurant. Michael approached Zimmerman at his table where he was eating, and Michael said, "Thank you for creating my very beautiful album cover." Zimmerman was blown away because Michael had the chance to leave through a back door at this restaurant and avoid the crowd. He came up into the middle of the restaurant and approached him, which probably ended up being very inconvenient for him, but he really wanted to thank Zimmerman for what he had done. Dick Zimmerman was paid $4,000 for creating this album cover, which was top dollar back in 1982. So what do you all think? Do you all think the album cover turned out perfectly? Or would you have rather had the photo with Michael and the tiger cub or some other variation? Personally, I think the cover is perfection. It helped in making this the greatest album of all time. All right, guys, this was fun. Leave your thoughts and comments below. And until next time, see ya.